Happy morning, children. The next scientist we are going to learn about is Sir Isaac Newton. He was born on Christmas in 1643. He was born in a poor farming family. He was born as a tiny, weak baby and was not expected. Expected means you are expecting something to happen. இது நடக்கும் அப்படி நினைக்கிறோம் இல்லையா, that is expectation. To live even for one day. So he was born as a tiny and a weak baby. And his father died 3 months before he was born. When Isaac was 3 years, his mother left him with his grandmother. She married a man from nearby village. Newton did not get along with his second father. He felt rejected by his family. So there was a lot of problems. He hated his stepfather and threatened to burn his house down. Newton sought solace. Solace means what? Peace. In books. He was one of the top students in schools. He loved machines and technology. Even before he could complete his studies, his mother withdrew him from school. School lende remove பண்ணிட்டாங்க. She wanted to run the family farm. It was Newton's uncle and headmaster. Uncle was a headmaster. He convinced. Convince means you are speaking to someone and making them allowed to do something. His mother to let him return to school. When he was 19 years of age, he went to Cambridge University in England. There is a big university in England. University means many colleges together come under one university. After school you go to college. Colleges come under one university. Cambridge University in England. He couldn't afford to pay for it. So he worked part-time. Okay. So part-time jobs if you do, you can pay for the college fees. So he worked as a part-time job as a valet. He was a servant who looked after gentlemen's clothes and how they looked. The university saw how talented he was and they gave him a scholarship. As he was very talented, he was given scholarship. Scholarship means the money will be rewarded and you need not pay the fees amount will be reduced. He became really keen on math. While he was at the university, he became a professor at maths when he was 27 years old. The university had to close down due to the Great Plague. Plague is a disease. Like now we have the coronavirus spreading. There was a disease called plague. It is caused because of rats. So that disease started to spread and he went home and did lots of thinking. He lost his job because of the Great Plague and he went home a lot of thinking. This is where some of the most important work was done. See, this is a statue of Sir Isaac Newton at the Oxford University and it is Oxford University Museum, it is there, of Natural History. He discovered lots of important things. He became famous for his work on gravity. Gravity means what? When you stand on earth, you are not flying, floating. If you go to any other planet, you will be floating. There is no gravity. Only on earth we have gravity. There is a pull, yes, magnetic pull towards the earth. 3 laws of motion. He invented calculus, which is a part of math that is used in engineering and science. He also invented reflecting telescope. The principle behind it is used even today. He is one of the most famous influential scientists who ever lived. One of the most famous influential scientists. This is Newton built the first practical reflecting telescope. What is telescope? You see distant objects, mainly the celestial objects objects in space we can see from here through telescope. This is the practical reflecting telescope invented by Sir Isaac Newton. He was a young boy. This story is about Isaac. As he was a young boy, he was curious and eager to know about things. Sometimes he would find himself in trouble because he would go to extreme lengths to find answer to his questions. He always wanted to find answers to his questions. Even in Sir Albert Einstein's story, we learned that he was always curious and posed so many questions. However, this never stopped from his explorations. He was taking so much risk to find the answers. Sir Isaac Newton. The things that the other people found ordinary fascinated him. Ordinary இருக்கிற விஷயம்லாம் இவங்களுக்கு fascinate means very very interesting. One time there was a terrible windstorm on the farm. His mother was worried about the wind might break the gates door and shutters. She wanted to make sure there wasn't anything flapping in the wind. So she sent Isaac out to check the farm buildings and fences. So this wind should not break. Further, he sent Sir Isaac Newton to do something. Many hours later, when he did not return, his mother became worried for his safety, so she went out looking for him. When he finally found Newton, she was amused to see him jumping off a fence over and over again in the middle of a windstorm. So what he was doing is jumping over and over again. So his mother asked him about it. He said that he wanted to know if the wind had enough force to carry him in the air. He wanted to see the force of the wind, whether the wind can carry him or not. Such was Newton's eagerness to learn about things. This scientific temperament and approach led him to invent many things. Newton developed a theory of light based on his observation that the prism splits when white light into colors of the rainbow. When light falls on an object, it splits. So prism is an object. To show you how the prism looks. If it falls, light falls on the object, it is split into colors, different colors of the rainbow. That is how rainbow is formed. How is a rainbow formed? When the sunlight falls on the water droplets, the light scatters, the sunlight, white light scatters into 7 colors of the rainbow. Okay children, bye bye.